Am I leaving out? Oh. Recording. There we go. Okie dokie. The recording is being resumed, and for some reason, Katya is the biggest person on this screen. Why am I not the biggest person?
You want to be a big person.
I don't know.
We'll go to gallery view.
Yeah, it does, since I'm the leader of this, it doesn't
It doesn't do that for you. huh?
doesn't do it the same. Show
Oh.
active speaker. Well, I want to see everybody. Okay. I don't know. It's showing you now, just Jan. So
Oh,
I'm
because
not
I
sure
was
if it's recording. It is recording. I don't know if it's recording me or recording you as the main person. It doesn't really matter. I think I will plug in my extra camera here, and maybe that will solve the problem. I don't know.
I think it probably will.
I could get a technology lesson. That wouldn't hurt me. But,
Yeah, me too.
but yeah, maybe we could apply for one together. Okay, screen share.
I just click on the link and if it works, I'm in, and if it doesn't. I'm
Yeah,
not.
I know. Well, luckily it does.
But you're not in charge. I think when you're the administrator, it's a little different.
Right, it is a little different. I have to get this second.
What are the reactions? Oh, reactions.
Okay. Now I am definitely bigger. Okay, we're starting. We're starting on making, and look, there's a
But-
strange bit of sunlight coming in. Was there a question?
Oh, I thought you would put it on your clay, but
I did.
right
but
now you have it on the
But I have it
biggest.
on me, but I can switch. I just have one little button to press and it switches back and forth. So I'll show you
Okay,
what
cool.
I made first.
Yeah.
My great accomplishments, because I thought we'd also work on some foot treatments. So anyway, so I pinched this pretty regular bowl
Oh, that's pretty.
and then added
I
a
like
random piece of contrasting clay.
Oh, I like
And
that.
at the same time that I pressed that in, I pressed in this little fir twig.
Oh, nice.
So, well, we'll see. And my thought is when it's weird having that light on my face, looks like.
It'll go away soon, hopefully.
I know. I
Yeah,
know.
but it might go up to her eyes.
Ignore it, but I was like, oh, whoop. There's a spot on my face. Anyway, that I could put some stain in there, to make it contrast more. This is the buff clay, and this is desert gold. So they're both on the light side. So maybe some black, something dark, either on gobe or could use underglaze also and paint it in and then rub it off or stain. So, and
Are
I
they scored and slipped together or
no,
not?
just pinched together, pinched hard
Pinched.
together.
Okay.
And the bottom's kind of heavy and I wanted to demonstrate a treatment that Katya does a lot of drawing a circle and then carving out
Mm-hmm.
the bottom, which looks very nice.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I think
How
Jen-
thick do you say your thick is? Thick bottom.
Yeah,
An inch?
no. Maybe 3/8 of an inch or
Oh.
I don't think it's a half inch. I mean, it's hard. Well,
Okay.
wait, I can stick in a
Mhm.
pointy tool and tell you, huh?
There we go.
Here we go. Oh, it went down a lot further than I thought. It is pretty thick. It's thicker. So deceptive when so it measures just over half an inch.
Okay,
So like, I
so
mean,
you're thinking half to, I mean, it's
half
hard
inch.
to tell.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about, you can carve in a
Yeah.
little deeper. And
Okay,
I want.
there's another floating foot treatment that's really pretty too, where you you draw your circle, but then instead of cutting out the circle, you cut out on the edge and you make, you guys may have seen it on some of the cups where then you cut.
Oh, the
Here's-
the beveled style?
Well, kind of, so here's one. So then I cut it kind of like
my
a wave.
internet connection is unstable.
So
That
the
looks
bottom
cool.
is
Oh, yeah.
round
Oh,
and you can do it at an angle. I think it would have been nicer on this cup to do it at an angle, but it gives it, you know.
Yeah. Give it more of a beveled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll do that at the end though. Not now. But you can start, so we're going to do one of these first. You can start pinching.
okay.
Because it's
I was waiting for the go ahead.
Yeah, there you go. Go ahead.
I was actually though smoothing it and
Nice.
Me
Yeah.
too.
talking
one
to
was-
it and
Start out pinching like a regular
ball, pinch ball.
ball.
Kind of.
Yeah, let me see. I think I'll switch the camera here. Okay, Liberté just sent me
He's gonna join us. She's not gonna join us, but she'll watch the.
oh,
replay.
she said, yeah, her husband needs her. So, okay, there you are. It's just us. Okay, so this one is a little different take. That's what happened last time, huh? I kept switching up. So this one, I started with a really irregular piece of clay, more of a lump of clay, and it's still quite soft.
Okay.
And kind of hollowed it out
Oh,
so that you got a more crazy natural shape. And then I added the contrasting color on the inside so that
oh,
it sticks up above the edge in a slightly weird way, actually. But some of the shapes I like. I like these wrinkles over here, but so I'm trying to preserve the parts I like and get rid of the parts I don't like. And then I pushed this soft, I was going to remember what it was a sprout from. Anyway, this tip from something. I picked it
Doesn't
yesterday
have a bad internet connection.
and
Yeah.
pressed it in, which is worked fairly well. I'm going to have to be really careful not to
Yes, we go see,
obliterate it
we can go out.
as I go. But it
I
made,
can talk to you about also.
You do?
Jimmy Rowe, yeah.
it made some interesting lines. And probably I should have finished the shape first a little bit more before I pressed that in, but anyway, it is what it is. Then I wanted to also, with this lesson, show you how you could use a sponge or a piece of foam to get a nice rounded bottom if you don't want any sharp edges. And you can also do that when you make a slab built coffee cup or something and you want it to, ease in around the edge rather than come straight down and have a corner. And
Oh, thank you. That is something that bothers me.
yeah,
sometimes.
and so this is a real easy way, or if you smoothed it out, pressed it in your hand and developed a nice round bottom, then when you're working on the rest of it, you can set it on a sponge and it doesn't destroy what you've done.
Mm-hmm. Or even a piece of foam. I have a piece of foam.
A
It's
piece of
just
foam,
a,
yeah, I would meant to bring, I have a piece of foam too, but it's in the house. So I'm using a sponge, but a sponge works, anything really soft will work fine. So these still need more work on them. We'll put them over here for now. And then if you have that nice rounded bottom, you can add a coil or something to make a foot for it also. Okay, so today I wanted to experiment with a couple of different leaves. And I know that in the past, these delicately looking violet leaves have actually worked really well. So I thought I'd try this on one. And then, what's this? This is so puzzling to me. I picked it and then try a fern, because the fern has a really nice, definite
yeah.
shape and look. And this clay is, my particular clay is really stiff, I'm afraid, but I should just be making slab things out of it, because it's a nice stiffness for making something slab.
Well, and this Idaho buff that I just opened is so soft and delicious.
Nice, nice. This is actually some cone 10 clay that I've had around for a while.
Oh,
So I'm also trying to use it up. I should probably re-wet it a little bit, but if I make, if I want slabs, it's really nice because it'll stand up, won't slump and stuff.
yeah.
Make it a
You
tall.
could put your handle right on there.
That's right. Here, I can get rid of this out of my way. We're all here.
I'm all of a sudden hungry.
Why is that? Okay. So what have you all been doing this week? Jan said she and some other neighbors are having a sale this weekend. Advertise.
Oh, what are you selling?
We're having, I'm gonna sell pottery, and it's for Fidelis Circle, the women's group in West Sound. And we're let's see, I'm gonna do pottery, and a friend of mine, Susan Carson's going to sell jewelry. And then we've got knitted, other textiles. One woman made a bunch of really cute pot holders, quilted pot holders. And there's going to be a bake sale too. So we're just.
And tell them where it is.
It's at the Yacht Club parking lot in West Sound from 11 to 2.
On Saturday or Sunday?
On Saturday.
What does it go to support?
It's the West Sound Women's Group donates money to, actually, we're going to be donating most of the money this year to Camp Arkyla for day camp
Nice.
scholarships.
That's awesome. My thumb's getting tired already.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Start with some softer clay.
I
Yeah,
know. Oh, I just wanted to use some of this. It's good if I when I'm making things, if I use
pretty
some of this clay that we can put in the wood kiln. Because otherwise I don't get very many pieces made to go in the wood kiln. But I may have to change my mind about which clay to use here before I do this. fall.
How many pieces would you say fit in there?
Oh, geez, a couple hundred.
Oh, and
It's
some
big.
are probably pretty large. Have you taken any pictures of them and
Oh, I
displayed
have
them?
pictures of all of them. I'll show you the big tray that came out in the last firing.
And what about other artist things?
Yeah,
Are you guys ever gonna do a show, your wood firing show?
8 of us. So here's, can't even
Maybe
see.
you could sell some of the pieces to raise money to help the medical funds and expenses for Michael Rossi. Is that his name?
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, he designed the kiln. So
Wow.
we'll see. It says start.
I'd buy a piece to help raise funds for his.
Yeah, I think.
It's expensive, man.
Oh, I know.
Not having an income. I mean, he's probably can sell pottery that he already made. That's the advantage, but for a while anyway. And he has a baby on the way, my
I
goodness.
know. Yep.
Hope
I
he
know.
can-
So here's a tray that has a Shino glaze.
Oh, it's pretty.
If I tip it up a little bit more like that.
And it had two colors on it, didn't it?
Nope.
Really
nope,
splashy
no,
looking.
The wood kiln does. It has the ash that comes from the wood burning. It is blown all on this part. So this here where it's real shiny and brown, that's the color of the Shino glaze. And then all this variation is from it being in the wood kiln.
Neat.
You have to fire it in a different kiln than the one you have in your studio before you put it in that one.
It just gets bisqued in my kiln. Gets bisqued, but it gets fired up to temperature in the wood kiln.
Oh,
But yeah, Sharon and her friend Nicole and I are having a ceramic sale on the May 1st.
Great.
oh,
We haven't designated, I'm embarrassed to say we have not designated the funds for anybody but ourselves.
A worthy cause.
yeah, I'll say. Gotta support the artist.
Support the artists, more clay workshops. Yeah, if this weather keeps up. I could do one even before I finish these classes. I got, we had, our driveway needed to be redone.
It looks nice.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so I got gravel put behind the studio where our tables go for our.
Oh, I
class.
didn't notice that. That's great.
You
Yeah.
didn't? I did. I was like, oh yeah, planning for class.
Planning for workshops and class, yeah.
Classes.
I think,
Everybody's dream, a freshly gravelled driveway
yeah, really,
until they get the bill.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But we're so lucky because we have the gravel pit here. I did a signing for a guy. He gets the gravel here and then moves it over to Lopez, and it's a lot more expensive to
bet.
get gravel over there delivered.
Thought about that.
Yeah, I didn't either when he told me the price that he charges to deliver for the big 10 loader. I was like, there's no way I paid that much. I don't remember how much I paid, but
Yeah.
because I got 3 and I paid that much once, I thought.
Mhm.
Anyway, gravel driveways.
Yeah.
I think my little piece has got a nice thick bottom. And it's as thin as I might want to make it.
Mhm. Good. Okay, well then,
I could start another one. Always.
well, you can take your second color.
Okay.
Well, it's nice. Well, your piece is nice and tough. I'm making mine a little irregular now. Trying to just kind of feel it and see which way it wants to go, maybe. I don't know. It looks like it wants to go toward being very cracky, but that's okay. I don't mind if it's cracky. And then apply, make a little ball or just a splotch of your contrasting clay and decide where it might go on your piece.
Just a slab of it, huh?
Yeah, so I mean, I did a couple different, this one's that big. And just one piece. And on this one, this really crazy one, which I think needs to be stretched out more, but I did two pieces.
Just go for
So
it.
look at your piece, and see if the clay is speaking to you, or what feels like it would be right, or look cool, or make you.
Yeah, I went for it now.
Yeah, hopefully you aren't making a silent bowl. I'm gonna try to.
I don't know what a silent bowl is. But...
A bowl that doesn't speak to you.
Oh,
I think I'm going to try to push mine down a little bit like we did last week with the nesting bowls. Enlarge it, down as well as up. To thin it just because. So it's interesting now that we've practiced pinching bowls a lot more. It's pretty easy for me to get them. It's much easier, I should say, for me to get them symmetrical. But then as I try to thin it out and make it irregular, it's more of a challenge. Used to be so simple to make them irregular, just happened. Didn't have to worry about it.
You have to go back to beginner's mind.
I know. Not as simple as it sounds, huh?
You just have to imagine you're in kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
and so then you squirm a lot.
You have to, right? Well, I did.
There, push them, and then start pinching for a few seconds. Repeat. Is that how kindergarten would do it?
Mm-hmm. So Jan, when you decided what charity to donate to, how did you guys decide? What were the
Oh,
choices?
well, we all belong to the Fidelis Circle.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, did we decide? Well, I'm sorry, we usually donate to activities for youth. And we've been donating to Orkila for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then traditionally, we've also given a small, it's a recognition of graduation of students
Uh-huh.
from West Sound. But there's really nobody there aren't any that are close enough to West Sound. So there
Yeah.
will be next year,
Oh,
but
that's
we,
good.
yeah.
I know, it's funny with
And
small.
and it's not, they don't apply for it or anything. We just give them a little, they don't know they're getting it.
Uh-huh, just some recognition.
It's a recognition, yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna get my contrasting clay color.
So how do you keep the clay color from one type of clay from getting all over the clay of the other type?
You just pay attention and are careful.
What?
Or
I know,
or
it
scrape it off later.
sounds impossible, huh? But that's all I can figure out. You know, you can have a damp sponge near
Yeah.
you, helps. I do that sometimes,
Yeah.
so that
That's,
you can rinse wipe off your fingers as you go from one color of clay to the other.
Mm.
And I think, so I actually am choosing some porcelain. It's nice and wet, which is going to be delightful after this clay that I've been. But I also kind of like the crackedness of the edge. And I'm sure I could score it, and maybe I should since it's so dry. I think I will. I'm just going to score it a little bit. But I don't think I'm going to slip it because my thought is I'm going to press it in so well that it doesn't really matter too much. I hope. I'll let you know. Well, you'll see.
or you could just take a squirter and squirt just a little bit of
Mhm. So I'm
water on
gonna
it or something.
spread this contrasting piece out a little, thin it out on here.
You want to make sure that the first pinch spot is as far along as you want it, or are you going to continue to pinch?
I
And
may continue to pinch it a little, but I think it's pretty much done. Yeah,
pretty much.
doesn't have to be completely done, but I mean, I was looking at what Paulus Berenson, in his pinching book did, and his look pretty much done. I mean, the basic shape is there, and then he does continue, and they seem to change some, but for all those reasons, so as not to get too much of one clay on the other. And what did I set? Where did I set those sprigs of things? Yoo-hoo, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to take, boy, that sun. Can you see okay, even with the sun?
I'm not even looking. I'm looking at my
Yeah,
pot.
I
Sorry.
can see it. But yeah,
So I'm going to take this. I don't know if the blossoms
I'll watch now.
come at all,
those look nice.
come out at all. But I'm going to take this and gently press it into my clay. This clay has got to be soft, or else it's not going to work, obviously. I
Mhm.
couldn't use, well, I could use the hard clay, but it would,
Oops. It's not gonna,
I wouldn't plan on any of it showing.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm not leaving them in all the time, but
Well, yeah, I'm gonna leave these little leaves in until it sets up some though. And then, and I may come back after it sets up a little bit because this is so wet, it's hard to smooth it. But maybe I'll make some little thumbprints around this side, kind of as a decoration too. You can, make it up as you go along. Here, that work. And one right up there. Okay, so there it is. Now I'm just figuring out what I think will be a good overall shape for this.
Doesn't really stick.
One nice thing about having it's so stiff is that I can really, I don't know if they show on the outside, not really. But I can make nice marks on, finger marks on the inside that I think will be really nice in the wood kiln, because I won't put any glaze on this. The wood kiln, the atmosphere wood
The-
kiln actually makes its own glaze.
This one stay.
Okay. Whoop. So here. Got it. So here's my first piece. Maybe sweet if that imprint comes out. And it's it's still quite thick, because I think mostly because of the clay being, well, mostly because I seem to pinch thick, but also the clay being hard didn't help. I was looking for my pointy tool. Where did it go? How can I have things so close by and lose them so quickly?
They're hiding from you.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to say another thing that I thought could be really is when you have something with a really good texture and you're
Mhm.
adding on a soft piece of clay. I think
Mhm.
you could do some pretty neat things, to further.
What is that in your hand?
It's a volcanic rock
Oh,
with lots of holes in it.
hope you didn't bring that back.
I
Why?
was just gonna say the same thing.
Pele would be very upset.
Yes.
I did
Haley would
not-
be very upset.
Actually, I think I may have brought it from Southern Island in Japan.
Mm.
I guess they don't have a Pele.
I don't,
No, that's
they have a lot of volcanoes, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pele would not conscious. I
No.
didn't bring anything back from Pele, I promise you.
No,
Our
you
daughter,
wouldn't want to. I
No.
believe that.
our daughter-in-law is from there, so that'd be
Oh,
very bad juju.
yeah, Savvy was born in Hawaii, and I was like, I just want to bring the green sand home and my friend who collects sand, and he was like, no way, man.
Yeah.
Maybe bad luck.
an interesting thing to collect.
It is.
It is, and it's very interesting how she takes the postcard from there, and then she'll sew the sand, like with a thick piece of plastic,
Really?
How
and
interesting.
she sews it on the front with the sand in there. I don't know if she still does it, but and it's really cool looking.
I bet. She does it on postcards, huh?
Right, this is a 1/2 inch my bottom. So I would see sand, and like there's the black sand beach I went to in Costa Rica, and I was amazed.
It
All the
is-
different kinds of
Yeah.
sand.
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course, it's all ground up from different,
Rock.
different types of rocks from different places.
And some of it was underground for a long time. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
I was shocked the first time I saw a black sand beach. I hadn't ever even thought, I was a teenager. I hadn't even ever thought about that being a possibility, growing up in Southern California.
yeah, I know.
It's all white or white.
Yeah, I know. It's funny, huh?
Yeah.
Except tar.
Yellow and the tar, Santa Barbara.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
that's fun.
everywhere at some point, huh?
Is it? I don't know. I haven't been anywhere on a beach in California since 1984. So
Well, they're pretty much the same as
a
far as,
long time ago.
yeah, long beaches. Okay, so the second one,
Glad I can say that.
I had thought we would make it not with a ball, but here I made mine into a ball. So if you already made a ball, why don't you do a little something to distort it a little bit? And then,
Well, I hadn't made it into a ball.
well, so you can just make it a lump or even, here, I'll switch it back to my board. Even, create some folds in it by squishing it so that it's a little more, even more irregular. And then kind of choosing where your opening may be. So I don't know. But the idea is to let the clay lead you rather than you pre-deciding what the clay is going to look like. At least that's what they tell me. So in that case, when you're pinching, you aren't necessarily going to go around evenly, like we usually do, where you go pinch, 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 and make the whole circumference until you go to a new place. Don't do it that way. Pinch a lot pinch in one area and then move to a different area and pinch there and see how your clay responds and what it's doing and where it's going to fold in and where it's going to stick out. In my case, where it's going to crack. And maybe you even leave a part of it, quite thick, so that if it was a little vase, it had a wrinkle on one side, and was heavy on that side, and then curved out more on the opposite side, got kind of thin and was contrasty in that way. You do want to press it enough so that you hopefully get rid of any bubbles.
Bubbles.
You aren't
Okay.
trapping any bubbles. Usually when you're pinching, you're pinching all the way around, so you don't have to worry too much. If there is a bubble in there, you will release it by your just going around in a circle. What I'm saying is on, where does it go? On this, now why, oh, interesting. On my computer, I see me in the big spot and I see the, can you see the clay alone?
Right there. Yeah, down in the small spot.
Interesting. And switch camera. Now I'm.
Yeah, now it's on the big spot.
Yeah, I knew that, but I wondered if I appeared in the small one, but I don't. Now it's all about the clay. So leaving this side that has this wrinkle in it. I think I'll put another wrinkle in up here. See if that makes it more interesting to me. I'm going to leave this side quite heavy and try to work down to the bottom and make this side flare out and be much thinner. And then that's the side I'm going to add my porcelain piece to and pinch the fern into. So much for not planning ahead, huh? But I didn't plan it ahead. Just as I was pinching, I thought, oh, this will work for what I want to do. I want to make a nice picture of a fern. I want it to not be symmetrical. I want to not leave it too terribly thick all over. And the advantage for me in using the porcelain that's so soft is I will get a good imprint of the fern in it. I think the fern will run off into onto this other clay is called granite, and it's real pretty. It's a gray clay that fires up kind of toasty brown this in the wood kiln. So anyway, it's kind of that. I don't know, you can't see the color very well here with it, but so I think maybe I'll wait till Vicky gets back, but I have one class where I want to do Sgraffito with all of you, and that's where you take the piece that you've made and paint on. I bought a large quart size of white underglaze and one of black underglaze. So then you paint that on and then you scratch through it.
In the leather hard stage?
I'm sorry, say the question again.
When do you paint it on? In leather hard?
Yeah, yeah. So we'll want to make the pieces ahead of time. And I want, everybody will need to come in and pick up some jars of underglaze so that you can play with it. It's really fun. It's what Kelly Puccio does. And I have some samples because I just took some things out of the kiln. She had been away and made some things. But she does for her black and white pottery. She likes working with porcelain, so she pinches her pieces out of porcelain and then paints on the black all over and then carves away to create her designs. But I also have the white, so that if you want to use a darker clay and paint the white on, and then you can either scrape away your design or you can scrape away the background, whichever seems simpler or more fun.
Is that ready to pick up anytime if we came in this week?
So yeah, I have it. If you could each bring
Bring
two
it.
little jars with tops.
Yeah.
I have such a mishmash. It's not like I don't have enough jars, but I don't think I have enough small jars because I need at least 8. Yeah, you can start experimenting with it ahead of time. I was hoping Vicky would just join us so I could see if she was interested, but I thought it would be It's a technique that you may want to use on other things. It is really fun because you can get a real drawn on effect, you know? Okay. Okay, I'm going to put a larger white piece wrapping around this more. But you don't have to just take one piece. You can take, you know, a series of pieces that overlap or put pieces in different places. I mean, look at the design of your vase and decide what you think would look best. Okay, I know, Jan, you have things to glaze,
Right, I do.
and who else does? I'll go over and check the names. And Jenny, you have a few pieces too.
I do?
Yeah, you have a mug and a bowl. But
Do you think you'll be doing a fire? Because, well, I don't know that anything I have is dry enough to fire that I brought.
right. I
Maybe
will,
those two other bowls.
I'll do a bisque pretty soon. I just did one of a giant bowl I have. I want to do this. I think I made this, well, maybe not. Too big, too big. Okay, so I kind of decided. Oh, I forgot to score. Just like a teacher. Think you don't have to obey the rules, right?
Outlaws.
That's right. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. So you keeping, Jenny, are you keeping as busy with your signings as ever?
Yeah, they said today, I asked the person, I usually don't talk to people very much, I just go, okay, job, okay, see you later, bye. And today I said, what's the deal? Is it slowing down or what? And it's not for me, but I had read on this Facebook site that I'm on
Mhm.
and that it's slowing down. And I didn't know if that was just because there was a lot of new people getting into the work, right?
Oh, uh-huh.
That I also noticed, oh, a lot of people going, oh, I just signed up to do this, and
You mean becoming notaries?
yeah, becoming certified and to do what I do. And so I wasn't sure what was what, but there's no new one, nobody new here, or there was somebody new, but I don't think she's very serious about getting work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know her, and I don't know if she ever gets work, but I'm still very busy, so I don't know. I hope she gets work if she wants it, you know.
Yeah. Well, I wonder, is the real estate market slowing down at all, or, and there aren't,
Well, there's not much inventory from what I understand, but I don't really deal with that. Like today I did one, somebody bought a house in Seattle and they're up camping. So that's a pretty rare
yeah.
thing.
We did a big signing
But
of,
mostly I do refis. And with the
Yeah.
interest rates down,
yeah,
so
we
I
did-
was doing, most of the refis I was doing were just refis, but now I'm doing, it seems like people are getting extra money to do work on their house or something
Oh, uh-huh.
for the last 3 or 4. I don't know. I'm glad. I'm doing it a little differently here.
How are you doing it?
Well, I'm just seeing the places I want to put the contrasting color, and I don't, I wasn't really, and I'm putting them there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I'm gonna do the plants.
Oh, yeah, you don't have to do the plant.
Mine's a little not planty.
Non-planted, huh?
Doesn't look like a plant. It's going with the flow,
Good.
like you said. How many members of the Fidelis, Jan?
Well, we've got, I went through it. There's probably 12 to 15 paid members. So we've kind of, not a big group.
Oh,
Well, that's pretty good, though. We're not a big island.
easier to make decisions.
Yeah.
We had a Zoom meeting yesterday and there were only 6 or 7 of us.
Mm-hmm. But that's kind of normal for a
Yeah.
Zoom, especially for a Zoom meeting.
People are
Is
getting
it?
tired of it, I think.
Oh, yeah, no
You
kidding.
think so?
Well, certainly the people our age are, huh?
No, nobody's tired of COVID.
Okay, so I pressed and kind of am repressing. It's in when this hardens a little bit more, I could smooth out the white. And I'm reshaping the rest of it now that I have my fern pressed in. It kind of changed things on the inside too. So that's fine. That's cool.
Mhm.
I kind of like the way it's peeking up a little bit here over the edge. So
It wouldn't matter if it's thick and thin as far as drying and.
I don't think so. No, it shouldn't.
That's
I
a
mean,
good question.
it is a good question. You should keep it covered to dry it, keep it lightly covered. But because it's not like when I carve and they're little tiny, thick, thin, pieces that are attached to big, thick pieces. This is all one piece, so it shouldn't make a lot of difference. Only if there's some giant bubble that could make a difference. But we'll pretend that that's impossible. No bubbles in your.
Pretend away.
Mhm.
Mary Jane, if we want to bring, if I want to bring something in that I've made to get fired, should I just come by, or do you want me to let you know I'm
Oh,
coming,
you can
or?
come by. You can just come
Okay.
by. You can also send me a a text. That's good. Just say you know, and if but even if I'm doing something in the studio, I mean, there's no reason not to drop it off. Really.
Okay. I'll
Can't think of any reason that I could
Um,
give you that would make any sense.
probably come this Thursday or Friday, one of the two. and drop
Yeah,
in.
and I have some food for you.
Oh, goody. I'll definitely let you know I'm coming then.
Yeah, when do you want to start the cleanse?
You know, I did really well yesterday. I didn't do anything that you're not supposed to do, and managed to follow along the program. Although I didn't eat lunch, but she said that's fine. So I consider myself having started.
Okay, I'll start tomorrow. I had still had 1 cup of coffee, but later today, not until noon, a little after noon. Yesterday, I I kind of needed one at 9, which was still, 3 hours later than I usually drink it, but I was just feeling so foggy. I thought, okay, I haven't
You don't-
started.
9 at night?
No, 9 in the morning.
You had a cup of coffee at 9 at night?
No,
Fine, and
9 in the morning.
Oh, I was gonna
I
say, my
usually have
goodness
a
gracious.
cup at
That's what decaffeinated tea is for, my friend.
I usually have a cup at 6:30 or so in the morning. So waiting till 9 was bigger.
That's a long time.
well, I managed to resist the urge to have something after I ate, like, oh, I just want to eat something, I just resisted it and drank something and it was fine. So I made it through one
You mean-
day of,
You mean after
feeling-
dinner?
I think it was after one meal, whatever it was,
Mm-mm.
breakfast. I kind of felt like, oh, just want a little piece of chocolate or something, and I didn't, I just,
Yeah. I
you kind
found
of through and then it goes away.
that, like you said, that can get the hardest after 5 days or so when your
Oh,
body,
really?
yeah, because your body's throwing off, getting rid of a lot of stuff it didn't want that you're allowing it to get rid of. And so
Mhm.
you feel groggier and more out of sorts. I did a little bit, but last time, but not so bad, but lower energy.
Mhm.
So anyway, so yeah, let's figure out when you're coming by and
Yeah, all right, I probably have to finish this thing first, but then it'll be,
I think I want that.
okay. So I said I was gonna kind of show how to do this bottom. And so you can get, oh, I forgot I'd switch, but you can see. So I'm going to get a little cap or something to draw a nice round circle. I think I'm just going to imprint this circle in here. See if it'll do it. Make a mark for me. Yeah. So I have a little light mark. And then probably the tool that I'd like to use the best is one with more of a corner like this. But you could also, I think you all have this tool. You could also use this tool. So I'll use the tool that I know you all have.
Actually, I don't have that tool, but
What?
I have this one. It's kind of similar.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're carving.
So
I
I'm
have
good.
carving tools.
Right. I'm going to carve out around the inside. I'm going to get my glasses on is what I'm first going to do. Here we go.
Good idea.
Good idea.
Glasses are wonderful.
Glasses are good. I can make a much straighter or curve more even line with my glasses on. So I'll carve around here. I don't know how you do. How do you do yours, Katya?
Yeah, I draw a circle and then, and then I, just whatever tool seems to go in there. And sometimes I can just use something like this.
Where are you?
Like, did you show us something that I didn't see?
Oh, just a, yeah.
Oh, that. Okay, just a tongue depressor like tool.
Yeah, but it's got a little curve to it. And a
Yeah,
nice-
so
Yeah, I think I have one of those too.
this one has a little curve. On
Yeah, right.
on
So
that
you can
end.
kind of go back and forth between.
And so then I'll just go around the circle and take out the amount I want, but it really does make a nice little foot. And as with pinching the pot, it's a good idea to kind of keep everything moving along at the same, like we do when we pinch a regular pot, one that's, that has a regular shape, and you try to keep it moving along so one side doesn't get taller or thinner before the other side. In general, that's a good rule for for carving or making anything. But on the irregular ones, then of course you don't, it's better, I think, or easier if you don't obey that rule and
This
you
is a
just
very.
go for it.
I'm gonna go outside and look for leaves, so I think I'll unzoom now and
Okay.
see you
Hi,
guys
nice to see you.
next
Good to see
week
you,
or maybe
Katya.
see you. Okay, thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Katya.
Well, Savvy came home and said, well, I'm going sailing.
Oh, nice. God, it's got to be the perfect day. There was a big sailboat sailing out in the sound,
I bet there was.
but just one today. I was,
It's hard to get out there,
yeah.
there's not a lot of boats that are kept in East Sound.
No,
Except for Rosario, and then the closest place is probably Lopez or Bayhead.
yeah,
There's really not a very good access to East Sound, and it's the
No.
best sailing in because it's consistent winds.
yeah. I think
Oh, maybe.
they should put in a ramp, closer to East Sound. Closer to
Yeah, it would be nice to put some
public-
access.
a public ramp, maybe down. I don't know how they could do it at that public, the public beach though, that's near Madrona. That wouldn't work, but it
I
seems
don't either, but they put a man on the moon, I think.
that's right. Good
So
point.
think they did. Maybe not.
Some people say no, but I believe they did. Seems true to me. I just got a big conspiracy theory thing. from-
Didn't Didn't you
one of my
watch it,
relatives, one of my dear relatives about
Yeah.
Mary
coronavirus.
Jane? When you,
Pardon?
it was like the day after my 18th birthday.
Oh,
Ah, that's funny.
Yeah.
nice birthday present.
I remember a neighbor was so excited about it. I didn't really care. I mean, everybody cared, I guess, but I don't think it was exciting to me. But I'm watching this Netflix series called Worn Stories. And it's about people's clothing and how they relate to this one item of clothing.
Oh,
Right.
really?
It's really a good, like 3 or 4 stories in a half hour. It's good. I'm very impatient with movies and I'm very critical, every series becomes a soap opera, man. It's like, wait a minute.
It's
It's
true.
too close. Those people are too close together in a big city like Boston, and they're all like, and are like, wait a minute, that wouldn't really happen. They wouldn't do that. Somebody would.
You need one of those. One time I saw some people. This was I think it was during when Nixon was not leaving office, and this friend of one of my relatives, I can't remember, was selling foam bricks that looked exactly like a brick. You know,
Oh, I
it
remember
was a
those.
stiff foam, but it was to throw at the television.
The TV brick.
Yeah, the TV bricks.
The TV brick.
You remember that?
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, and you.
Cool. I thought that was hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah, so I need one of those. But I just stopped watching. I'm like, wait a minute, I can't watch this anymore. It's too unrealistic.
Oh,
Mhm.
the show that you're watching?
Whatever shows, but Warren Stories is true stories. It's about, one of them is about this jazz player,
Yeah.
saxophonist,
Yeah.
and he was backing up for Bonnie Raitt, and they were like walking through this town somewhere, and they were on this tour, and Bonnie Raitt saw this I don't know. It's called a cod piece, and it's a leather thing to put on,
Yeah, for a guy to wear.
and it's for a man to wear, and it's small, and he would wear it on top of jeans or whatever. And she said, "Oh, Bonnie Raitt apparently bought it, went in the store right away, bought it, and said, 'This is for you. I want you to have this look on the stage. It would be perfect.'" And he loves that cod piece, and he really feels like it comes alive. Now, you can tell by watching him being interviewed, he's shy. But he says, "I just come alive on stage when I'm wearing this."
That's too funny.
And so it's just stories like that. And some are just normal stories, like,
Mhm.
there was one guy, he became a airbrush artist,
Uh-huh.
Really?
and just to get work. And now his biggest clients, I don't remember what city, obviously a big city. And his biggest clients are memorial t-shirts. When people die, they come to him and make t-shirts. He makes a special t-shirt.
Yeah, cool.
And so just really nice stories like that. So I can handle that.
I was going to say the ones that are most misleading are all the news channels.
Well,
Needs-
Fox.
Fox.
And CNN, they're both horrible.
So I watch that. I'm
What they don't report.
every once in a while I think I should watch this and see what they're watching. I think they should watch what I'm watching,
Right,
but
exactly.
doesn't go that way.
But they're both just as bad as just reporting the parts of the news that agrees with them,
Yeah, that's why, like, I watch MSNBC. I switch between that and CNN, and they have news. Other people are talking. It's usually just facts a lot of times now. Thank God we don't have to talk about that weird president, but
Yeah.
we used to have. But now we're talking about facts, like this happened and these are the facts, and this happened and these are the facts. I
Mhm.
like that.
It's better.
And some people say these are the facts, but these are really the facts.
Mhm.
And here's the data to prove it. I like that. That's what I like listening to. Like, I can make my own mind up.
It would be nice if they shared both sides too, because
Well, I think they do. They talk
think-
about both sides.
they
I
tried.
think PBS News
They
is,
always have someone from the Republican side come on.
Mhm.
Pinchy, pinchy. So you're gonna do a cleanse, huh?
Yep,
And that means no coffee.
that means no coffee.
What else? No.
Well, it's no coffee, no alcohol, no gluten, no. It's mostly vegetables, but there's also meat and fish. It's the whole premise, it's based on Chinese medicine and the Chinese clock for digestion, because the whole idea is to rest your digestive system so that at night, to give it as little, eat really pure, whole, good food. And then at night, your body can heal itself because it isn't spending all its energy digesting a big meal at the end of the day. So it goes with, there's a Chinese expression that says, eat breakfast like a king and dinner like a pauper. So you
Oh.
have soup or just vegetables for dinner, and you eat all your protein in the morning when your digestion is the strongest, your stomach acid is the strongest. And so by the time you go to sleep, then your body is done with all of that and done with you thinking. So it can use all its energy to heal whatever needs healing. So I did it in the fall and found that it really seemed to help the arthritis in my hands and
Oh,
stuff.
That's
So it's giving your
good.
body a
Anything that
chance
helps,
to work
right?
better. Yeah. So anyway,
But this isn't the one where you had chimichurri.
yeah, it is.
Oh, that's funny because chimichurri is Argentina.
Right. She takes
Alright.
recipes from all over because there's one we do that's oh, what is it? A Vedic?
Ayurvedic.
Thank you. Ayurvedic recipe for mung bean stew.
Mm.
Really high. It's delicious. I mean, the recipes are delicious. You don't eat anything raw or almost nothing raw.
And does Bruce, does he enjoy the food or is it just you cook for yourself and he's on his own?
He's kind of on his own more. He's
The Savvy will eat that food. Any food I
Yeah.
make, he's not picky.
there's
And,
a couple recipes that he ate.
and
that-
then I start making them more and more because I like them.
yeah,
And then if if I'm lucky enough, I get to share them with my spouse and I don't have, because I like sharing. And
yeah.
then I find I start eating the recipes more and more like between the cleanses, which is probably really good.
Really good. Yeah, I've been staying on the my biggest meal is breakfast almost always. But since we like to eat together,
Right. It makes it
I
hard.
just try to eat lighter at dinner. But when I'm doing the cleanse, then I just eat my own stuff and my veggies are. And he joined me for the soup last night. I made a soup. But then he wanted to finish off with peanut butter toast. So, yeah, he eats more vegetables than he's ever eaten in his life. So
Well, that's good.
that's good,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and he's tried a couple things, but he's just not ready to make a habit or a meal of it. So anyway, so I finished carving out, where can you see? My bottom.
Oh, I see you. Sometimes you carve it.
So can you see?
That's
I don't know
nice.
how to describe that. Convex or no.
Yeah, it's like a belly
The
button.
other one you showed us was carved different. That
Right.
one's like a belly button.
Yeah, this one's like a belly button. And I could carve it more around this outside edge. I took my finger and smoothed it a little to delineate the bottom better, but anyway, I think that's enough. Enough fussing.
Are you still getting messages from
Um,
IMA?
yeah, they're from,
How is Image? When's that baby coming?
it's coming right now. We got
It's coming right
I got a message just before class, well, when Janet just joined at the very beginning of class, before class started. Yeah.
now? So she going out, what's the plan?
Well, she's been in Anacortes for a little over a week, waiting,
Oh, waiting.
and she's having it at the birthing center there in Anacortes. So, yeah, so it's all, so far so good. Her water had broken,
Wow,
Yeah,
things should move right along then.
having regular contractions. So
Good, good.
How long has she been in labor?
I don't know. All I got was a message saying the water's
It
broken.
must be so different with COVID.
Well, he can be there, so I don't think it's real different.
Who he?
Her husband.
Robbie.
Oh,
Roby.
but sometimes people have their whole neighbors.
I know.
Everyone.
But I'm not sure maybe she would have had her mom. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what because
Since it's
some
an
people.
island, they went, a week early, tried to just make a window because she didn't want to be traveling. She was too nervous about it to, want to stay here until
Mhm.
the time. So,
Do they know what type of baby?
yeah, a little girl.
Aw,
A little healthy baby.
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. So holding good thoughts.
Yeah, I didn't realize I have a friend who's her daughter's going through getting her fertility treatments, taking the eggs out.
Mm,
Oh,
wow.
no.
And you can choose like how many to keep, what sex
Wow.
I know.
before so they're only going to implant one baby,
Mhm.
one embryo, sorry.
One embryo. Yeah.
And
Hope for the best.
they're hoping, and they're going to make it a boy.
It just
It's
seems
like,
It's
so
amazing.
it's amazing. And I'm like, here you are paying someone to get you pregnant because you can't get pregnant all by yourself. And you still say, no, I want a boy. And the other thing is, nowadays, who's going to say it's still going to be a boy? People get their hopes up over boy girl too much
yeah.
in the beginning. I think that's part of why there's so many girls and boys going, nope. Nope, I'm a girl. You thought I was a boy, but nope. It's like, just let them be. Stop making them pink and blue. Stop making them football and Barbie doll.
Shoes. Yeah.
Like just in the very beginning, look at that child. What a nice child. I wonder what entertains this person.
There you go.
Mhm.
You know, and like, look at how this person is so entertained by round objects or whatever, just like,
Yeah.
why do we do that?
I don't know.
Well, I think it's a long history, human history,
It is. I think you're right.
And certainly historically, males have been valued far more than females as far as society's concerned.
Yeah, we know that fact. So yeah, so then the other thing he said is Savvy. And then he walks out the door. So there's something really exciting I have to tell you. I'll tell you when I get back.
Thanks.
That was nice, huh?
This is your husband said that?
Yeah.
And then he went
I'm
off.
like, what? What? I'm gonna call him. No.
Yeah, you should. Stop sailing right now and tell me what it is.
What the heck? What's that all about?
Torturing you.
He'll come back and say, I got the rototiller fixed. Oh, good. That's so exciting. I had to wait for that.
Oh, you're waiting for the what, rototiller?
He's doing it all by hand now. I like
Yeah.
it better. He doesn't, but because the rototiller kills the worms. And no, well, so he called this gentleman, and he's usually savvy, can fix all those little small engines. And he couldn't fix it. So then he called this guy, Sean, who fixed all sorts of small things. And his wife, he goes, well, you'll have to call me back. My wife just fell out of a tree, broke both wrists.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
yeah, you said that. That's how is she
Yeah.
doing?
That's
And he
terrible.
hasn't called him back, I think.
Mm.
He's just doing it by hand, but with double digger. This is going to be a thick pot.
I've got a funky pot coming.
Mine is funky, but this is kind of.
It's, I don't know if you can see this at all.
You know, and I'm going to take,
No, lift it higher
it off of screen sharing, then,
and off of record too.
oh, okay, I'll stop recording. Bye. But I'm not saying
Bye.
bye, I'm just stopping recording.
And then here's mine, and I'm actually,
There we go.
mine is really
Oh, here's
turned
the,
into a weird, huh?
yeah.
Well, that's cool.
And then it's all lumpy inside, but I think it's too dark to see it.
Yeah.
I got a little bit of a brown spot.
I don't care. I like that.
And then I've put some porcelain